Well, good morning. Bobby Lee here from Hurricane Creek Farms, coming to you on absolutely beautiful Sunday morning. But we're glad you're here, glad you're watching. Not entirely sure what all we're going to get into today. Obviously starting out doing some herd checks, that sort of thing, like always. But appreciate you watching. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up. Let's get these boys fed. And I think only 29 of them up here at the bunks right now, so not even half, but there come a few more stragglers. We'll ride around, try to put eyeballs on everybody. We did see everybody yesterday morning, so that's not absolutely critical. That'll put us 32, so basically right at half of them here now. But everything's nice. A little later start than usual. As I climb down, say it's Sunday, we had one of our marathon days at the softball tournament yesterday, so kind of back in that regular routine schedule that we typically have. So playing a little bit of catch up on sleep and everything this morning. But yeah, Sunday, you know, ideally being a day of rest, it's going to be a day of catch up on farm chores too, because we did get our morning chores and whatnot done yesterday, but didn't get much more than that accomplished. Archie, you better be careful walking behind them like that. So that'll put us at 36 with the white facing over there, but we got a bag of mineral to put out as well, and we got to head on down the road. And the mineral feeder, they get a bit rowdy with it and start pushing it around when it gets low or empty. It'll be halfway down the hill there in the woods sometimes. There's a big group of them. I don't know if they just didn't hear me calling. Apparently, because now that they realize I'm here, they're like, oh crap, did we miss breakfast? But we'll try to count them. See if everyone is present. So that is 27. So the quick math in my head, 38 plus 27, doesn't that give us 65? I think. Sounds like 65. So that means everyone is accounted for, so good deal. Yeah, they're just back here hanging out, but I'm sure they'll follow us back out that way. We got to drive right back past the feed bunks to get out, but see, grass pretty decent here. Bermuda actually really coming on strong, nice and thick. Been cool the last two mornings. I think it was about 60 early this morning. We were down in the 50s yesterday morning, which was nice. It was fine with me. But yeah, I keep saying we've got to clip some pasture, and we do, which may bring me to my next point. Yeah, today is beautiful. It is a Sunday. Yeah, out of necessity, we're certainly not opposed to working on Sunday. Archie, quit grazing. You're not a cow. You're a simple stomach animal, like me. We do not eat grass. But, yeah, like after church this afternoon, be a great day to put the clipper, bush hog, whatever you want to call it, on the tractor. At least get some of these pastures clipped. We wouldn't have time to do it all, but also need to be cutting some hay. Would love to be cutting some hay. We've got, I don't know how many acres left of what we have, you know, permission to cut. We've cut out everything on the land we have rented, but got some at my dad's house I'm gonna cut, another place or two, and it's over mature. It needs to be cut, but we've got rain in the forecast. I think 50% roughly chances for like the next 4 or 5 days, and so that's frustrating because at 50% it may not rain a drop this week, or it may rain every day, and we're gonna be patient right now. We're not gonna cut it yet. Kind of looking way ahead at the extended forecast, maybe next weekend. But yeah, with only one tractor, I guess back to that point, yeah, the same tractor that I'm gonna use to bush hog is the tractor that I'm gonna need whenever we get back in the hayfield. And so it doesn't make a lot of sense to get all that hooked up, move it down here to this farm, clip for a few hours this afternoon, then you have to swap everything back out later in the week or next weekend. So whatever. I don't know. If it doesn't end up raining and it's not raining midweek when I have my day off, I may, the frustration may just be too much for me, and I may go ahead and just put the clipper on and do what mowing I can do, but we'll see. I guess, of course, the ultimate point there is if I had a second tractor that I could put the clipper on and just have completely designated as the pasture clipping tractor, you know, until we got over everything. Yeah, you just bring it down here. It wouldn't matter if we only ran an hour or two today, you know, 3 or 4 hours on Wednesday, whatever. We just leave it where it was. But the reality that getting the hay cut is just a little higher priority than getting the pasture clipped right now. Yeah, they're gonna follow us up here. So anyway, the struggles of being a small part-time farmer slash rancher is that we don't have all the equipment in the world available to us anytime we need it. Bumpy! Hey, did y'all save some for those stragglers? I don't blame you if you didn't. Yeah, might be some crumbs for those others. The old proverbial early bird gets the worm. And figured this morning would be a good time while it's nice and cool to saddle up Ace, use him to do cow herd checks here at home. Plan to rotate pastures on them this morning. If I get the gate here. And also, if we got time, see the trailer's already hooked up, may load him up, head down to the other farm where we just were, check on those steers, and use him to check fences. That is a job we have to do on foot, either on, well, horseback or on foot. So, see if he'll stand still. It's been a while since I've been on him, a month or two. Kaylin's ridden him since I have. And speaking of clipping pasture, this right here is probably ground zero for where we need to start, which is convenient because it's right here at home. Probably will be exactly where we start. Always when we get equipment out for the first time all year, you don't like to get too far from home with it, just in case you run into a little hiccup. But see, cows are all just across the creek, which is not super convenient because they need to cross over so we can go move them to the next pasture, but should not be too big of a challenge. Famous last words. See how Ace does. Sometimes this is when it can get a little western. Pretty solid footing there. Whoa. No big deal other than running my head into some low-hanging limbs. Hey, mamas. Hey, babies. How's everybody doing? Y'all want to move pastures? Y'all still got decent grazing in here, but we always like to move them before they graze it just completely out. Give these pastures a little faster rebound to rotate them back in here pretty soon. Hey, big man. Come on, babies, come on. Woo! Woo! Looks like most everyone's right here. Woo! Come on, we can move. Let's go. Woo! Here, a few more on up the bottom there. It's going back that big step up in the bank where we might get a little interesting. Oh, good man, Ace. Good man. Come on, babies, come on. There comes the first one or two. They're preferring to cross a little different spot than where Ace and I did, which is totally fine. We're not gonna sit here all morning. One, it's getting hot, we're gonna run out of time, and I do wanna head up the road with him before all those things happen. We'll just leave the gate open. Whoever doesn't follow us right through can slowly make their way over the rest of this today or the next day or two, and then we'll get them shut. Come on, girls, come on. Woo! They actually may surprise me. They're usually pretty eager to rotate. They may go ahead and move on faster than I thought. Grass is always greener. Always, always, always. Don't ever let anybody tell you any different. At least that's what they think. But, oh yeah, they're gonna make it on through. Still see some over there, just crossing the creek. But we're gonna load up and head on up the road. We got about 2 hours before we have to be back home. So we're actually taking one of the ponies, one of the reasons the horse trailer's hooked up, to church for Vacation Bible School to do some pony rides. But I got about 2 hours before I have to head that direction, so it should be just enough time so we don't run into any trouble to run down there and check those fences real quickly. The old big cottonwood tree there at the end of this pasture, she's clearly dead. Looks like maybe some leaves at the top trying to green up, but no, I think she's dead for practical purposes. She got struck by lightning a year or two ago, I'm trying to remember. You can kind of see down the side here, which is a bunch of kudzu growing up, where she was missing a strip of bark. It blew bark way on out here into the bottom. There were chunks of it, but yeah, she's gonna make a mess whenever she does finally fall. But big tree, been there a while, but it happens. There's a few leaves up there, but I don't think she's gonna recover from that. Certainly don't like to see that, all the buzzards. But we were just here like 2.5 hours ago checking these steers, so they're pretty confident nothing's happened. With the cattle that would draw their attention, I don't know. Never know, maybe just be a dead possum somewhere, skunk, you never know. Yeah, we definitely got a few of them buzzing around. All right, made it back here to where we want to start our checks. So we're gonna head off into the jungle here, find a good spot. Yeah, these fences in the woods, which present two problems. One, there's no good way to check them unless you're on foot or on horseback. And two, there's obviously plenty of opportunity for limbs or entire trees to come crashing down on them and create a problem spot for holding cattle. Ace is a little bit stirred up, so this is where you have the dilemma of, do I put down the camera so I can concentrate on riding, or do I keep filming because I may want this documented? Something does it. But okay, woods open up a little bit now. The fence through here is in good shape. Hopefully that's what we're gonna find throughout. And prime reason, or prime example why we have to check these fences, you can see it's not like a major cow path, but steers have traveled right along this fence. There's nothing in here for them. Nothing to forage on, nothing to graze. They're just being curious, being nosy. And so if there's a hole, they will find it. We just want to be sure we find it before they do. Or ideally, not find one at all. See a hickory nut there on this tree. This is a particular tree that the squirrels love. There's actually several trees right in here, so let's do a little scouting for the mass crop. We'll be back here in about a little less than 3 months for open season of squirrel hunting, or opening of squirrel season. And like I said, that is always one of the hot spots as far as several hickory trees right in there where you usually do pretty good. Okay, that right there is why we're checking fences. Fence completely down right there. It's like, I can't tell, I mean the calves were all in here like 2 hours ago. It's probably been like that for several days. And there's manure, they've been right here at some point not too long ago. So yes, we will fix that spot. We will fix it today, because even though it's not in a spot where they should really be tempted to get out, I mean, there's nothing on the other side of the fence right there but more woods for them. Will make for a hard night of sleeping, knowing that spot's there until we get it fixed. So it's a tiny spot. As you can probably appreciate, they cut all that timber like last fall-ish, late last summer, last fall. One bad spot found on the fence, pretty much just all across fence from here back. So yeah, we'll come fix that. I mean, it's a spot that it'll take me far longer to get the Pioneer loaded up and hauled over here and drive back there than it will to actually fix it, thankfully. But yeah, make it a little easier to sleep tonight knowing that that spot is fixed and that all the rest of the fence is in good shape. But that will be our afternoon project. Fast forward now to the afternoon. Got back from church, did the pony rides for the Vacation Bible School. It's all fun. Fish fry for lunch. Woo! No, we talk about eating beef, but we know how to do a fish fry here in the South too. I ate way too much, but here's the spot where the fence is down. One of those situations where I don't even know. We've probably got some wires broken. Just these limbs and stuff, but yeah, wires on the ground. They could have walked right out right here if they wanted to. Thankfully, we found it before they did, but we're gonna get this fixed. So 5 strands back up intact. Yeah, it wasn't a terrible spot. It took us between 15 and 20 minutes to fix it. About what I figured, not long. Definitely took us longer to gather up our stuff and drive back over here. But yeah, another good example, you know, if you watched a lot of our previous videos going way back, we've been going around all this fence, or we say we've been going around all of it, but during the wintertime and just running like 1, 2, or 3, or even 4 new wires just in there with that old wire. Because that way, I mean, the stuff that fell on this fence here, and it was like this, you know, should not have been big enough. It's right, and it really isn't heavy. If it had hit, if this had been brand new wire, it would not have broken the wires, almost certainly. But hitting that old brittle, rusted wire, they snapped, or at least like the top 3 did. Top 4, I guess, maybe even. But, and they could have walked out. Again, there's a jungle over there, all that debris from tops out of those trees. So I don't know that they would have necessarily gone too far, but I'm glad we didn't find out. But as you can probably see from looking at me, yeah, it is hot. I think like 88 today. I'm already miserable and ready for fall. And we got 2 weeks to go before it's even officially summer. Today's June the 5th. But anyway, we got that little job done. It's now almost 3:30. We're gonna head back to the house. Heck, I'm no more than gonna get cleaned up. It's gonna be time to do evening chores. So much for taking a Sunday afternoon nap or anything like that. But we appreciate you watching. Again, lots of good stuff coming up. Hope to be cutting some hay, maybe putting some fertilizer down on some of the hay fields that we've already cut here soon. You know, eventually be even in the hay field helping my dad and uncle and their crew get over some of their hay ground. Could stand to do some fencing, like I say, running that new wire. We're not gonna do that, not this time of year. Ticks, the poison ivy, there's a bunch of poison ivy over there. That's one reason I'm gonna go home and take a shower. I needed a shower anyway, but I am allergic to that. But should have lots of good stuff coming up. Still have some exciting news on the way. And I say they hadn't gotten out. I didn't even realize it, but Calvin are literally right there, like 18 inches from the fence. So I don't see where any of them had walked out. I sure hope to goodness they aren't out right now, because if so, we just fenced them out. But now there hadn't been much traffic there, if any. Yeah, they obviously water kind of in that ditch, and heavy paths just right over here. But anyway, I am rambling like I do. Y'all please come back. Please give it a thumbs up, share it. Leave me a comment. Love the questions, suggestions, anything like that. But y'all eat beef, and God bless.